Good morning, welcome to the Mala Library. Today we're going to start in a reclining position with 3 blocks. If you don't have 3 blocks, you can use a towel, you can use a blanket and fold it. You just need everything to be the same height. So we're going to start with 2 blocks, long ways, short ends together. And then the 3rd block is going to be like an upside down T. Not this way, but this way. If you have a neck issue and you need a little height, you can use a towel or a prop and you want to support the neck. You tuck your chin slightly so you're not overextending the neck. So my name is Joan. Today we're going to do some poses to restore, to release, to open up the shoulders. We're going to be here for a little bit. If for some reason you're uncomfortable in the pose, everybody in here has been already set up, you're going to just roll off to one side and move the props. So I'm going to set myself down. You're going to line up the blocks with the base of your shoulder blades. Your knees are up, your chin is tucked, your arms are out to the side. So you can do letter A or letter T. You really want to find that right sweet spot. If at all it is uncomfortable, it's in the wrong spot. Lift and tuck and release through the back and just let the shoulders relax. Soften through the neck, soften through the lumbar spine. Relax the jaw, the side of the neck, the back of the throat. Feet are parallel, but not touching. And just feel this sensation of opening through the sternum, the ribs, the heart, the back of the ribs, the back of the shoulder blades, the arms. And as you release here, notice what you feel. So if you feel uncomfortable, check your position. It could be that you're in the wrong spot. If you have blocks that are higher than 2 inches, it could be too high. You can always take a towel and run it this way with another one coming up behind you. You can use whatever you need to create a firm support for the shoulders. So if we were to do a yin yoga practice, which this would be considered, we'd stay here 5-7 minutes and we would let the body just soften and release the stuff we're holding. Now the shoulders hold a lot, not only the weight of the head and neck, but the stuff you think about, the stuff you worry about, the stuff that concerns you. Grief, tension, anticipation, the unknown. So as you breathe in and you breathe out, try to breathe so you feel this opening right through the center of the body, relaxing into the sternum. Letting the breath expand through the inhale and the exhale, inhaling through the nose. Exhaling through the nose or the mouth, whichever is more comfortable for you until you feel comfortable. And then ask yourself, how do I feel? Is this a struggle? Do I feel a relief? Is there something I need to let go of, consciously or unconsciously? Do I give myself permission to let it go? And you might find that the body does a subtle shift. It's almost like if you were to take a plane like in geometry and it sinks and shifts to a different level. Make sure you can swallow. Make sure you can relax your eyes, soften your jaw. This can feel a challenge, especially since you have gravity pressing down on you. See if you can feel the sensation of expanding through the ribs. Now, if your arms are uncomfortable and you need to adjust them, bring them down from the letter T to the letter A. And if none of that works, you can bring your hands to your ribs. But opening the shoulders, opening the arms, palms up, opens and rotates the shoulder blades so it opens and shifts down and away a little more. And you breathe. Now, we're not going to stay here for 7 minutes, but what I want you to do is just see if you could feel, when we transition, a different something. An opening, a lightness, a release, an expansion through the shoulders, better posture, maybe less busyness of the mind. Maybe you get a heat, burst of heat. Maybe you feel a relaxation or a release through from the ear to the shoulder. Relax through the face and the jaw, ears, back of the head. And then as you breathe right here, I haven't timed it, but we've been here a while. Take 2 more big breaths here and notice the quality of the breath. See if the breath has changed, like you can take a bigger breath or a smoother breath, or not. Maybe it's still a challenge. Now, I want to roll off, because since we're doing this today for the first time, I don't want to overtax this, but I want to come back to it maybe at another time and see how it feels. So I'm just going to roll my legs. I'm going to roll toward the room. And as I roll off, I'm going to slide the hand that's toward the floor, so you can pick the side you want, and just kind of push the blocks out of the way and rest in a side body pose where you feel like you're sitting in a chair, and just rest here. And support your head and neck with your arm. If you happen to have a towel or a blanket or a pillow and you want to use that, that's fine too. And as you rest right here, see how this feels. Relax the tension in the face. So if you're frowning, really pay attention to releasing that tension straight through the center. Make sure your shoulders don't collapse, so the top shoulder doesn't want to roll down. You want to keep the shoulder back so your fingers can teepee on the floor or rest on your torso, whatever most comfortable for you. And then just slowly and gently right here, as you soften, I'm just going to take the top leg and stretch it straight out from the hip. And take that top arm and stretch it over the ear. And just feel like I'm stretching it all out. Bottom leg is bent. And I'm going to wiggle my fingers and my toes. I'm going to roll the wrist and the ankle. And then I'm going to bring it in and rest. And I want to see how that feels. Now, you do not have to transition by physically getting up, but you do have to be aware that you have props there. I'm going to physically change my position. So I'm just going to release the top leg, press into the hand, roll onto the elbow, and bring myself up so I can move my stuff out of the way. You're just going to roll to the other side. I'm just going to flip myself over. And same thing, opposite side. Try to bring it so your knees and your hips are in alignment. Knees and heels are in alignment. Shoulders are stacked. And I'm supporting my head and neck. And I take a breath here. And I kind of allow my body to sink into the earth. Visualizing the floor as a place directly on the earth. gonna take a few breaths here and relax it. Then take that top leg, stretch it straight out from the hip. Take that top arm, stretch it over to the ear. Bring a foot parallel. So the leg is parallel to the floor. So if it's up at an angle, release that leg down. Share, bring it down. There you go, nice there. Wiggle the fingers and the toes, roll around at the ankle. Feel like you're just a Gumby and you're just stretching yourself straight out here. Big stretch and then release it. You can prop your fingers again like a teepee or rest your arm on your hip, whatever is most comfortable for you. And you breathe. Let your body sink. And breathe. A few breaths right here. Now, eventually, when you're ready, we're just gonna roll. So I'm gonna roll right onto my back body. I'm gonna keep my knees up to start. My heels are in line with my buttocks. My arms are out to the letter T, and I wanna feel as I lift and tuck the lumbar spine, I wanna feel how it feels without the props. Maybe I feel a little more connected to the back body, or the lumbar spine feels like it's a little balanced. You wiggle and soften. Now, if the letter T is too high, then you release the shoulders down. So if your shoulders are up by your neck, you want to release that down letter A, capital letter A. And now just begin to rock your legs. Little small rocking motion. Your feet are staying grounded. Your knees are just gently rocking the lower body so that the hips have an opportunity to align with the shoulders. So when the shoulders are off, the hips are off, and vice versa. Relax the jaw, notice how it feels. Good. Now pause and just rest right here for a breath. If it's comfortable for you, bring your arms to cactus arms. That's going to open up the shoulders a little more. If you have a shoulder neck issue and this doesn't work for you, then you don't go here. I'm going to walk my feet as wide as the mat. Heels are on the mat, toes are off, and I'm going to rock a little more. But I want to keep my shoulders on the mat and lift the hips so I get a nice diagonal stretch. And I want to notice, how does it feel underneath the shoulder blades? How does it feel as I rest and move? Do I have any spots that feel tight? I have a couple of tight spots, so I don't move into pain. I just ask the body to soften it. Take a sigh, take a breath. Don't hold the breath. Rock it out. Good, come back to center, arms out, letter T, soften the shoulders. And then bring the soles of the feet together and rock out like you're in a boat. So we just rock out right here. Keeping the shoulders on the floor. Now, if it's uncomfortable for the shoulders, hands can come right to the ribs. You can come to the hips, anywhere on the side of the body, keeping the elbows on the floor, just to ground down through the shoulders. Make it as big or as small as you want it to be. And then pause. And slide the legs, long arms, long, go in a full body stretch. Wiggle your fingers and your toes. Take a huge yawn, a big sigh. Stretch it all out. Imagine like you're a Gumby. Somebody's holding your wrists and your feet and you're just stretching it all out. And then bring your knees into your chest without crunching. So I don't want to pull the knees in too tight. I want to keep it kind of soft. If it's too much to hold below the knees, then hold behind the legs, back of the thighs. Whatever's most comfortable for you. Then you just rock here. Keep the feet soft. Relax the shoulders down. Massage out that back body. Good, come to stillness, bring your feet up into a happy baby. Get the benefit now of an inversion. You can make it as big or as small as you want it to be. Be mindful that your neck needs to stay in alignment with the spine, so you don't want to roll the head separately. And you just rock it out here. Stretch your legs, big stretch, flex and point the feet. Tuck that, excuse me, lumbar spine into the mat, point one foot, flex the other. Good, roll the feet around at the ankle and reverse your circle. Good, go into your full body stretch again, see how that feels. Good, now before we transition, we're gonna go right into a supported bridge pose. So I'm gonna bring my feet back so the heels are parallel with the buttocks, lift the block so that it rests, lift the body as you can lift the block and place it right underneath the sacral spine. As you breathe in and you breathe out right here, hands rest right on the ribs to start, shoulders down, chin is tucked. Now, I want you, bridge pose is all about connections. So I want you to feel how connected are your shoulders and your hips. Feel your feet, feel your elbows on the floor, feel your hands resting on your ribs, feel the breath. Where is your head in relationship to your spine? How does your neck feel? Keep the chin tucked so you don't want to extend too much and stress the neck and take a breath. And breathe in and breathe out and feel the rise and the fall of the breath. Now, when you're reclining in this pose, your breath is going to feel different than if you're standing or sitting because you have gravity pressing down on you. So your body has to work to press against gravity. So you find the rhythm of the breath that's comfortable for you. So remember, on the inhale, the belly expands as much as it can, like a balloon, and then an exhale and it contracts. Now I'm going to move my hands to hold the block, and now I'm going to bring my knees into my chest and come up into a supported shoulder stand and breathe here. Feet are flexed. I have a little space, so my feet are not glued together. I have a little space, so the legs are in alignment, parallel, right into the hip sockets. Now breathe. Flex your feet as much as you can. Feel that stretch through the back of the legs. Point your toes, feel that stretch, and then begin to point and flex here. And as you do that, pay attention to the jaw. What's going on there? And then point one foot and flex the other. Good, and roll the feet. So remember, studies have shown that longevity is directly correlated to strong, flexible legs. So you want to maintain circulation, flexibility of joints, strength and good muscle and bone mass. Feet come down and you just rest and soften your feet, wiggle your toes. Bring your feet all the way up. Start to pedal like you're riding a bike. Make it slow. You don't have to be super marathon here. It's just a slow movement, activating the joints. Getting that synovial fluid moving around to lubricate the joints. And then when you're ready, you reverse it. Take your breath with you. You want it to feel like it's effortless. If it's a challenge and it's uncomfortable, then you come out of it. Breathe, extend the legs. So be mindful where your legs are. So if your feet are over your face, it's too far. You want to feel like you're in the perfect 90-degree angle. You want to feel like your feet could have a tray with a cup of tea or coffee on it and nothing's going to spill. Good, release the legs, bring them back down to the floor. Take that right leg, stretch it straight out, hover it above the mat. Right arm, stretch it right behind you, straight out from the ear, big stretch here. Feel that stretch that lengthening through that whole right side of the body. And then bring it in and we switch to the other side and we stretch it out. Sink the shoulder and stretch. Good. Right leg, left arm. Stretch here. Soften the shoulder. Wiggle the toes. And then switch. Sink the shoulder, breathe. Wiggle, move, toes, fingers, wrists, ankle, and then rest. Good. Lift up, release the block, but stay up. Let your hands rest right on your ribs. Sink the shoulders down. See how that feels. Take a breath. Take an inhale, lift it just a scooch if you choose, and then exhale, rolling one vertebra from the shoulders down through the whole length of the spine, tucking the lumbar spine, and then pause, don't move. Breathe. Don't move the spine, just let it settle. Slide your hands underneath your head. There's no pulling of the neck. My thumbs are at the base of the back of the skull. There are two little indentations there. I'm going to use my thumbs just to massage out any tension here. Relax the jaw. Notice how the ears feel, what's going on in the throat, what's happening in the side of the neck. Now, I want to lift without pulling. So I'm not pulling my head, and I'm going to just rock out this upper back a little bit. See if you can sink that space between the shoulders. Make it feel like it's just flowing. You're not forcing it to go somewhere. Pause, and now just gently rock your legs. Little small movement here. Good, and then release your hands, bring your hands right back underneath the back of the legs, and we're gonna just rock it here. So I want a little space between the legs, a gentle, happy baby. See if you can bring the knees a little closer to the torso. Relax the jaw, soften it out. Good, cross the right foot over the ankle of the left, widen the knees, cap the knees, fingertips are toward the feet, and roll around, get a little pelvic tilt. So you want to get a lot of bang for your buck out of this. You want to feel when you stand up that you feel a little taller, better posture. And then pause, reverse your circle. You want to feel that you've given your body an opportunity to make a subtle body shift. And then you pause and you switch. So left foot crosses over, the right, and then we roll around again. And I get a little pelvic tilt and I pay attention to how that feels. So if you get a little pop, 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 maybe you've given yourself a little chiropractic adjustment. And then you pause and reverse your circle. No pulling. Just let it glide. 4, 5, 6. Go into your full body stretch and see how that feels. Take a big yawn. Good. Now, before we change, I just want to work on the shoulders a little more. So I'm going to bring my feet up to standing, tuck the lumbar spine, hands come together, and I'm just going to stretch it. Now, up and back. See how that feels. If it's too much, do less. So we're going to also do the standing, so I want you to see how it feels here. Now, if you're comfortable, You can invert your hands, but it's going to feel different. So I can't go quite so far back, so I don't force it. And if I don't choose to do it, I don't do it today. And I see how that feels. I don't want to feel that space through the shoulder capsule. Good, release that. And we're just going to roll onto our side body. One more time, like we're resting in a chair. And just rest here. You pick the side you want. Now, if you have acid reflux, GERD, if you have digestion issues, you want to always make sure you roll left, so it keeps the acid fluids from coming up into the esophagus. But if it doesn't matter, you choose the right side, or you're more comfortable on the right side, that's fine. Just be aware. And you breathe. And take a couple breaths. And then when you're ready, you transition. So we're going to start with a seated position. So I'm going to roll over, bring myself up into a seated position. Take your time. Now we've been down a while. So let yourself be long, feet are flexed. When you're ready, you just rock out the hips. And use your heels as a little pivot point and just rock it out. Keep the knees soft. And see how that feels right here. And then pause, twist to one side, tuck your chin, lift and go to the other side. Come to center, hands rest. Start at the tops of the thighs, sit up nice and tall. Slide a little forward without collapsing through the middle and come back. And then maybe you can slide your hands a little more, head is level. And then you come back. Feel that lower back. And then come a little more if you choose. And you come back. And if you can comfortably reach your toes without feeling a constriction in your head, neck, or throat, or back, you softened. If you want to reach your feet and it's a challenge, you bring your knees up. And you breathe. And let it go and rock it out. See how that feels. Now we're going to take the left. My hands are going to go left. I'm going to slide my legs to the right. And I'm going to let my thigh rest into the arch of my left foot and sit up into deer pose. If I have a tendency to collapse or lean a little too far, I can take a block and lift myself up. This foot, my foot to the right, can be straight out or you can roll it back, but you have to find what's most comfortable for you. And you breathe. And say to yourself, I am grounded, I am rooted, I am balanced. And then you switch. So we open up the hips a little more. Again, if you need your block, you prop it, take a breath. See how one side feels. One side may not necessarily feel the same as the other. Be mindful of knee and hip replacements, knee and hip issues, injuries, discomfort. Relax the shoulder, relax. Oh, that was so beautiful. Everybody just did this. And you just breathe. Tuck your head back. So a lot of us are here. So bring it back, tuck the chin, relax the jaw, soften the eyes. Release the legs, bring the soles of the feet together, rock it out. Good. If you're comfortable, you're going to slide your hands to the ankles, sit up as tall as you can, shoulders down and back on the body. Roll knees up, curl the spine, tuck the chin. Inhale, lift up, look up. Don't throw your head back too far. Lift and curl. Feel that curling, expanding, rippling of the spine. Make it the expression that you need. Do not force it. This is about inviting the body to a place that maybe it hasn't been for a while. One more. And release. Good. Stretch the legs long, hands behind the back, little windshield wipers. So make it as big as or as wide as you need it. Now, you can keep it small. You want to really rock into the feet, so I want to roll as much as I can, but if it's uncomfortable, guess what you do? You don't do it. So we roll to the side, back and forth. Inside, outside, edges of the feet, and you breathe. Good, and then you pause, hands behind the back, lift up. Now be mindful of that overstretch. You don't want to overstretch. When in yoga, oftentimes, it's a big lift and you throw your head back. I'm not going to do it. You want to keep it moderate. You want to invite the heart to open. Resting in a space where you're letting life bring to you the gifts you need on a given day. A phone call, a message, a friend visit, a thought you haven't had for a while. Drinking more water, pausing, breathe. And then you release that, keep a block. It doesn't matter which side you transition to. We're just going to come right into a child's pose. So I'm going to widen my knees, tuck my toes. I want to keep my block handy so I can keep my head in line with the spine. Arms are in a sphinx pose, and I sink gently here. Shoulders are back, don't let them creep up. And then if you want, you can roll your head. Keep your eyes soft, jaw unclenched, throat relaxed. Breath moving. Moving, opening through the forehead, releasing tension, congestion, inflammation, busyness of the mind, relaxing through the cervical spine. Make it as big or as small as you want. And then when you come to center, slide your arms maybe a little longer. You can teepee them or not. And you breathe. And then relax here. Sigh it out. Now, you can stay right here, but if you feel, ooh, I can have a little more of a deeper stretch, I can bring my head to the mat and sink the heart. Release the arms back. Tuck the chin, and I'm going to ripple up. So when my head is tucked and my arms are straight, that's when I lift my head and I ripple down like a wave. And I lift up with the breath, and I exhale, and it's effortless. I make it so that it's a smooth, rippling transition movement. Feeling that sensation through the whole body of flexibility. And then when you come to the top, I'm going to walk my hands a little bit. Now I'm just going to move my nose toward my hand, just a little rocking here, just a little rocking. So I'm just inviting the neck to soften and rock the shoulders. Now if I'm comfortable and I need more flexibility, I can widen my hands. I can roll my head so my ear is to the mat, and I can bring it down and push up like a push-up. And then roll my head to neutral, nose is toward the mat, roll the head, and then come down and push up. You don't have to come so far. You can make it high. And if it doesn't work for you, you keep it at the rate you want. Bring it up, Press up with intention. So if it doesn't work for you, you don't do it. You need to pause. Come back up. Pick a child's pose that you want. So maybe one hand into the other. I'm going to touch the thumb together. I'm going to rest my head into my forearms. I'm going to soften and breathe. One more big breath here. Slide it up, take a chance with how you feel, so transition gently. Move your legs so that they're parallel. Come up onto your hands and knees, tuck your toes. We'll do a couple of cats and dogs. So as you breathe in and you breathe out right here, nice flat back, head's an extension of the spine. Find your center of balance. Inhale. I'm going to curl first. Inhale, lift up. And I want to bring the breath with me. So I go into my cat. Exhale, you can release the feet. Go into your dog and find that space. Now remember, some days the body is different than others, so you be mindful. The body's always sending us messages. The majority of the time we don't pay attention. A couple more here. One more. Good, come to neutral. I'm going to just use this to transition up. So I bring my right foot forward, tuck my toes so I can step left foot forward, and I hang in my forward fold, and then ripple up. When I come up, feet are parallel, arms out into my Tadasana. Feel your posture. Tuck that belly so you're lifting and tucking that tailbone down, shoulders back, head is level, jaw relaxed. Roll the palms, inhale, lift up. Exhale, press away, chin to the chest. Inhale, make it feel like you're scooping air, the air has weight. Exhale. Inhale, lift up. Exhale. One more. Inhale, lift up, palms together. Bring the hands, press, and bring it straight through center. Palms right, stop at the heart. Inhale, lift up. Exhale, press down. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Feel that space we just opened between the shoulder blades. Gaze is soft. Bloom and grow. Pause right at the heart. Release the arms down and swing. And let it all go. If you want to add a tap, you can tap, opening the door of life. What door would you like to open today? Breathe. And then just sweep out again. Feel the air, feel the movement. Feel the connection to your feet. Bring your thumbs into the shoulders. Move out through the shoulders. Take your time. And then when you bring it down, just let it roll again. Shake it out, step a little wider, clasp your hands just like we did on the mat. I'm going to sink my feet so I'm nice and firm here. My knees are not locked, hands together. Inhale, lift up. Exhale. Up and down. A little bend in the knees if you choose. Don't snap anything. Wrists, elbows, shoulders, just gentle. Couple more. Now, when you bring it up this time, if you're comfortable, you can bring it behind your head. If it's too much, you don't go there. And you can bring it lower to the floor. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Make it the expression you need. One more. When I bring it down, I'm going to bring it so my wrists are held, and I'm going to rock it out nice flat back. Good. I'm going to roll up a little bit, maybe widen my stance, roll the shoulders. See how that feels. And then pause, ripple up, big breath. Adjust your stance so you're comfortable. Come right into your star pose. Look to the right and left. Shoulders are down. Roll. And breathe. Bring out the washcloth. Good. One palm up and the other down. Doesn't matter which one. See how the shoulders feel. Good. Tip the star. Left palm up. And then right palm up. You can make it as big or small as you need it to be. You can look up and above the fingertips or keep your head at neutral, whatever you need for your neck. Good. Both arms up. Gentle back bend, forward fold. Hang it all out right here. Ripple it up. Adjust your stance. Hula hoop it. Do little circles all the way around. And then reverse when you're ready. Good. Sway side to side a little bit. Good. Pause, roll the shoulders. Breathe. And then reverse. Take your time. Good. Roll it forward, but don't go to the floor. Just about midway to your knees and just hang here. Shake it out. So as I shake it out, I'm wiggling it out. Come a little lower. Come a little lower. Come a little lower. Bend the knees. Let your torso rest if you can on your thighs, and then ripple up. Bring your arms all the way up and down. And up and down. Move the wrists. Fingers down, fingers up. And just soft. Feeling that energy moving up and down from the body. You may get a burst of heat. Lift up, gentle back bend. Forward fold, let it go. As low as you want it to go. I'm going to use this to transition back down onto the mat. Pick a child's pose that you want. You can pick whichever one is comfortable for you. So I can keep my arms to the side. I can use a block. I can take a block and bring my arms to the back if I choose, or without a block. I can extend my arms. I can do one potato, two potato. I can hold my forehead and ground my thoughts and sink my shoulders. You pick. Nice big breath. And then release that. And we're quickly coming into our Shavasana. So just slowly and gently transition into what's comfortable for you. Once you get yourself back onto your back body, if there's something else that you need to do for yourself, little windshield wipers, another bridge, rocking, if you need a twist, if you need a happy baby, if you need another bridge pose, if you need a full body stretch. And then whenever you're ready, that's when you find your Shavasana pose. So one foot can be in each corner of the mat with your arms out, letter T. You can bring your knees up to standing, release and tuck that lumbar spine. You can let your knees rest into the other feet out. If you need to, you can roll onto your side body. You find what is most comfortable for you. If you need a blanket, a sweater, a prop, that's what you do. And as you rest right here into this place, feel that sensation of grounding. Now, while you're resting, however it is that you've chosen to rest, take your ring finger and bring it down into the middle of your palm, and then take your thumb and let it rest. And then just bring it wherever is comfortable, next to you, on top of your self, whatever is comfortable. So when you bring your ring finger into the center of your palm, it taps into that space where it releases through the center base of the sternum that sense of calmness. And that ring finger is to help you ground. So as you rest right here, say to yourself, I am grounded and I am calm. And you breathe in, I am grounded and I am calm. I feel grounded and I feel calm. I know what it feels like to be grounded. I know what it feels like to be calm. I love when I am grounded. I love when I am calm. When I am grounded and calm in the center of my being, I speak words to myself that allow me to heal, to rest, to relax, to refresh, to renew. You can keep going. As you breathe in and you breathe out, feel that sensation of relaxing through the throat now. Grounding through the shoulders, relaxing the throat, releasing anything that's creating tension. Right around the throat. And then bring your awareness to the center of your forehead. When you ground your thoughts and you bring calmness to the mind, the heart and the mind are more in sync. So feel that sensation, become aware of that sensation, understand that you are in charge of bringing that sensation to yourself. That sensation of being grounded and calm in all things, regardless of what goes on. Become an observer instead of someone who reacts. Soften the jaw, the eyes, the breath. The breath will just come naturally into its natural rhythm. And then releasing your fingers, just take 2 fingers right to the center of your forehead and just glide up and down right here. So you're opening right up and down into the third eye. You're releasing that tension, that space from the eyebrow to the hairline. I understand that what I put into myself, food, thoughts, worry, peace, joy, contentment, grounding, calmness, is what I get back. So you want to feel the sensation, understand that what goes in has to come out somewhere. So when you're ready, make little circles there. Open up that space right there, soften, frowning, tension, preoccupation, over worrying, anything overwhelmed, and rest it. And then just rest. Place your hands wherever is comfortable for you. Feel the sensations that you've activated from your practice today. Notice the places that feel different in a positive way. Notice maybe your mind is not as busy. Notice the breath. Feel the rise and the fall of the breath. So if you pay attention, or if you follow any social media or anything anywhere, you're going to see that there are a lot of things out right now about grounding mats. You put them on your bed, and it's supposed to help create the sensation of grounding you down into the energy, the vibrations of the earth. It's the same concept when you walk barefoot on the earth or the sand or the grass or whatever. So as you visualize here, ground yourself down into a place in nature that you love. Ask yourself to be a vehicle that receives what it needs so you can feel supported, balanced, and aligned. So since we're in the month of summer, it's a great time, if you can and you choose and you'd like, take a blanket or something and just rest yourself on the earth and see how you feel. Or if you go to the beach or someplace that you love, your own backyard. I am breathing in. And I am breathing out. I am pausing. But in the pause, I am noticing, I am listening, I am observing. The subtle changes. The little voice that tells me, oh, okay, this is what it feels like to relax. As you breathe in and you breathe out right here, give yourself a compliment. Oftentimes, we're very quick to be self-critical or self-judgmental. So you want to just pause and compliment yourself for the gifts that you possess, that you bring into this world, you share with your family and your friends, your workplace, your neighbors, and whatever, even strangers. As you breathe in and you breathe out right here, take 3 long, slow, deep breaths. And then if your legs are up or you're resting on your side body or whatever, go into your full body stretch. Take a humongous big breath, yawn, sigh, stretch. Oh. Bring your knees into your chest when you're ready and rock it out. Whenever you're ready, that's when you roll to whatever side calls to you. Take your time. Support your head and neck. And just rest for a breath. And then when you're ready, that's when you transition into whatever's a comfortable seated position for you. When you sit up, Take your time because you've been down for a while. Feel your posture, and then stir the pot. Stir in all the things that you've gained from your practice so they find a place to land. And then release anything else that needs attention. And then pause, twist to one side, bring out anything else that needs to move, other side. Good. One hand down, the other up and over. Opposite side. Both arms. Feel this sense that whatever you need, your life is filled with abundance. And it will come to you at the perfect time with the least amount of effort because your intentions are pure. And you bring your hands together and you celebrate that gift of who you are on this day because that is enough. Namaste. Namaste, everybody. Thank you so much for coming out today, and we'll see you next time. Thank you. Have a wonderful day. Don't forget to hydrate, eat some protein. Okay? Thank you so much. Now, if you borrowed one of my